So I love some Albert Einstein quotes. One I'd read before and had kind of forgotten about. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. I'm Coach Bobby Brown with Sober Life Right. What I do is I help people live their most amazing lives free from drugs and alcohol. I'm also a man in long-term recovery. What that means for me is that I'm living my own amazing life and without drugs and alcohol. It's been that way since July 22nd, 2021. So I'm going through one of my favorite books, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. This is a top 5 book for me. I highly recommend it. It's an encyclopedia of these habits and principles that successful people do. So it's this amazing guidebook on how to live a successful life, whatever success looks like to you. If you're interested in the book, there is a link in the description. I am an Amazon affiliate, so I do get a small commission from that. So please support me, or please support Jack, but mainly just get the book and read it. Like, it will, if you put the time into reading it, and if you go through and actually do the exercises and you try to apply these principles to your life, it'll make an amazing difference. I absolutely believe that, and I know it has for me in my life. So today we're going over principle number 11. Name of the chapter is See What You Want, Get What You See. Here's my copy of the book. I'm cheating. I read that title. A lot of stuff packed into this chapter. But give you kind of like the brief rundown. It is all about visualization. Okay. And how the power of creating something in our mind, being able to imagine it before it happens, like how big an effect that can have on your ability to achieve different goals. And Jack goes through and he talks about some of the reasons why this is so important. And it touched on a lot of other things I've learned. I've talked before, I study NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming. Basically, that's all about how the language that our brain uses to our subconscious mind, how we visualize things, how we internally represent things, and our ability through conscious effort and setting intentions, how we can actually program our subconscious mind to work in our behalf instead of just on autopilot. Visualization is one huge way to do that. Studies have shown, and they've done and I don't know the exact science, but somehow I know they've studied the brain as things are happening. Your mind does not know the difference between an actual experience that's going on and something that you deeply visualize. Your mind works in pictures. And so if you visualize yourself doing something, then your mind, it captures that, and it's the exact same to your brain as if it was happening, which kind of makes sense to me. If I think about everything I'm doing, my entire life experience is really just an interpretation of all my senses. It's really just electricity going through my brain and how it's interpreting things. Like my entire, what I see, the walls in front of me, all of this stuff is, yes, there's real walls there, but they're also, the only reason I know they're real walls is because my brain interprets them as walls through my vision. If I touch the wall, I can feel them. If I close my eyes and I'm not moving, do I know walls are there? If I walked into a dark room, I wouldn't be able to tell what was in the room, if that makes sense. So another way that it talks about how this works in our behavior, or how it works to our benefit, rather. It's estimated at any given moment, there are, and I've heard estimates all over the place. The book says 11 billion bits of information available to us through our 5 senses at any given moment. I've heard as high as 22 billion. I've heard on the low side 4 billion. Either way, it's a ridiculous number of inputs. So if you think about it, okay, just with your eyes being open, the number of things that are in your entire field of vision, that most of which you're you're not even noticing, you've got no conscious input of it, but your brain is still taking this information in. While you're focused on one thing, you're still smelling things that you may not even, most of the time you're not even going to think about that. There's smells, there's things you're feeling, there's things that you're hearing, your ears are picking up, like all these bits of information your brain is still somehow capturing. But in order to make us not go crazy, like it's constantly filtered most of this information out because it's unnecessary. As a matter of fact, I heard it like talked about, and I've seen this like in movies where somebody's got a superpower where they can read everybody's thoughts. Like how intense! Imagine if you couldn't shut it off and you had to listen. You could hear everybody's thoughts that were even around you in, like, say, a mile radius. Like how much information coming in, like how, like, I make you crazy. You couldn't function, you couldn't do anything else. So your brain has to have a way to filter most of this stuff out. So what your brain is going to look for is one, things to keep you safe. So danger is always going to be what its first thing it's going to pay attention to. Is there something in the way that you could trip over? If it notices that, that's going to be something that's going to catch your conscious attention and direct thoughts, direct your actions. But for the most part, your brain is filtering out information that's useless. It will try and find things that reach whatever goals you've set, if you are setting good, solid goals. Now the truth is, most people, myself included, for most of my life, do not have a whole lot of really well thought out intentional goals. There's lots of wishes. I want to be rich, I want to be in love, I want to be healthy, but we don't have these very specific goals that we are working towards. And so our mind is not, our subconscious mind is not grabbing for ways to reach that. There's lots of ways we could be healthy. So our mind it's not like grabbing all this information. Another thing that I've heard that, like, talked about the 11 billion bits of information. Your mind's broken down into your subconscious and your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is only capable of concentrating on, like, very specific things at once. And most of our actions throughout the day are handled by our subconscious mind. We don't have to think about breathing. We can consciously bring our attention to our breathing and control it. But for the majority of our life, we are breathing subconsciously. You don't have to think about it when you get up and walk. If you drive a car for any period of time, you don't have to think about driving a car. You just get in. You don't have to think how to open a doorknob. You need to go through a door, you just grab the doorknob. That's not something you have to consciously think, okay, every time I go to a door, that this is a door. They did a cool study where they took and they put hinges on the wrong side of a door. And they put people in the room and they asked them to leave. And the majority of people could not get out of the door because their mind could not. It's so used to the doorknob being on the side that opens. Like, the thought that it could turn the other way just never crossed their mind. So they thought the door was sealed, locked, they was just assumed it was something that was not going to open. And that's how we kind of work on copilot, on autopilot. So how to make visualization work for you? Okay. So the way that you do this is you have to go through the other steps to get to this point first off. Okay. You have to have created, you have to know what it is, exactly what you want. You have to set goals around that. But once you've got these goals, it's really as simple as sitting down, closing your eyes, and then picturing in as much detail as you can already having these things. And this is touching on a third thing that the book says it does for you. You'll create this tension between what you're showing your mind and your actual reality, and your mind doesn't like that tension. It doesn't like the discrepancy, so it's gonna find ways to fit the discrepancies. If you want to make more money, like, there are opportunities every day that come up that are around specific things with money that your mind is filtering out. But if you visualize that, hey, I want to have, this is one of my visualizations, I want to have $1 million by June 29th. But that's not a goal. I have $1 million by June 29th, and it's allowing me to employ others. It's allowing me to create content and advertise and reach more people and make a difference in more people's lives. It's giving me the freedom to see my family, and I feel just immense joy because of this. If I picture myself already being there, like checking my account and what it looks like to have that, and me doing these things, and I can picture me with this company and with these employees and being able to affect their lives. I can picture the views on my videos and being able to advertise and get like all this stuff out there, and people are looking at this, and I'm making a difference, and I'm getting comments that say, hey, this changed my life. Like if I picture these things, my subconscious mind is going to go to work trying to pull what I need into it. It fits in with the law of attraction. So another principle, like all these principles kind of build on each other. So, and I realize it's something like, this is a tool that I haven't used. I'm so glad I'm going through this book again. I read this book originally in jail in 2019, was doing all the exercise I was doing. I had nothing else to do. So I was doing a lot of visualization there. And a lot of those things really did come true. But now it's something that I'm gonna implement more. I want to get back to, okay, where I've got all these goals that I'm working on and I'm doing all these tasks, but how much more powerful is it if I can get my subconscious mind working towards these goals as well? And it's as simple as visualization. So it's something that I'm going to be trying, and I'll update you guys on how it's working. If this is your first video, please check out the others. The principles before this are amazing. They build on each other. Please check out the book. If this content's good, if you like what I'm saying, please subscribe. Please like. I have a goal to have 1 million views of a video by June 29th. And I really want to, I have no idea how I'm going to hit that, but I know that it means me putting out content. I know that it means me asking for likes and subscribes. And shares. Like, please let people know. If you like this, please let somebody know. Please buy the book. And then also let's talk about like the real thing that I love doing. I love one-on-one coaching. If you like what I say, and if you're at a point in your life where you know, that you're ready to live a life without drugs and alcohol. That is one thing. That's who I want to work with. If you're trying and you're not there, then I'm more than happy to work with people that are trying to get there. But if you know that you're not living your most amazing life and you would like to live your most amazing life, okay, and you feel like you would benefit from having somebody to help you come up with plans, help you to get clarity on what exactly you want, somebody that will help teach you skills like visualization, someone that is going to be in your corner, that you can trust, that is going to give you honest feedback and criticism, and the things that you need to hear, but most people won't tell you, and you're ready to invest in yourself, then please just leave a comment, coach, in the comment section, or reach out to me, and let's get together and let's talk and see if we're a good fit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please watch the rest.